Yes, mobile proxies are slower than data center proxies. Anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you something. A real phone on a real SIM does not raise a server in a rack, but speed is the wrong thing to optimize for most of the jobs people actually buy mobile proxies for. I run a hardware proxy farm in Singapore. Real SIMs on Singtel, M1 and StarHub. So I will give you the honest numbers, and then the part that actually matters. When slower is completely fine and when you should not be buying mobile at all. Start with where the slowness comes from. A data center proxy is a server with a fat fiber connection talking to other servers. A mobile proxy routes your traffic through a phone, over a radio link, through a carrier's network, behind shared carrier-grade routing and back. Every one of those hops adds time. Here is the thing though. Every one of those hops is also the reason the IP is trusted. The radio link, the carrier network, the shared routing, that is what makes the address look like a real person on Singtel instead of a machine in a data center. You cannot have the trust without the path that creates it. The slowness and the trust are the same feature. Anyone are not going to give you one benchmark number because mobile latency varies by carrier, by signal, and by time of day, and any provider quoting one fixed figure is rounding for marketing. What you should expect is higher latency than data center and more variance from one request to the next. The single most important consequence is your timeouts. A 3-second timeout, which is normal for data center, will kill perfectly good mobile requests before they finish. Set 15 to 30 seconds. That one change fixes most of what people call a slow or unreliable proxy. Neon, the reframe that matters. You are not buying speed. You are buying an IP that does not get blocked. A fast IP that gets refused is infinitely slower than a slow IP that gets through, because the fast one returns nothing and you retry forever. They get data is the only speed that counts, and on a target that blocks data center, the mobile IP is the only one with any time to data at all. The fast option is not fast, it is just blocked quickly. Once you see it that way, the question stops being is mobile slow and becomes does my target block data center? That is the real fork in the road, and everything else follows from it. For a huge share of real work, the proxy is never the bottleneck. Account actions, logins, posting, warm-up, verification, anything paced by a human or by the platform's own rate limits. A login takes the time it takes, whether or not your IP shaves off 200 milliseconds. Running multiple accounts is all human-paced, so mobile latency is simply invisible there. You will genuinely never feel it. Wide scrapes are where latency does show up, because you are doing thousands of requests and the per request time adds up. But the fix is not a faster single IP. The fix is concurrency and rotation. Many requests in flight across many carrier IPs at once, so your total throughput is high even though each individual request is unhurried. You solve mobile's latency with width, not with raw single request speed. I sell mobile proxies and I will still tell you this. If your target does not block data center at all, and you just need high volume cheap, use data center. It is faster and cheaper, and there is no reason to pay for mobile to fetch pages that never cared who you were. Mobile earns its price exactly when the target blocks the cheap stuff. Public, unprotected, high volume endpoints are not that. Be honest about which one you actually have in front of you. If mobile is the right call, you can still keep it quick. Set your timeouts to 15 to 30 seconds. Use Keep Alive so you are not paying connection setup on every request. Run sane concurrency instead of leaning on one IP. And pick a strong carrier line with 5G where it is available. None of that makes a phone beat a server. It gets you the best a real mobile line can give, which on a blocking target is the only number that exists anyway. So here is the decision. If your target blocks data center, slower but work speeds faster but blocked every single time. If your target does not block data center, do not pay for mobile. That is the whole call. If you want to test it on your actual target instead of guessing, there is a free trial of Singapore mobile proxies, real SIMs on Singtel, M1 and StarHub from my own farm. Point it at the site that has been blocking you and see whether slower but gets through is exactly what you were missing. The link is in the description and it points to the home page. If that reframes speed for you, subscribe, because the next video answers how many mobile proxies you actually need before you overbuy. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.